What are the most common mistakes new e-commerce entrepreneurs make, and how can I avoid them?
Oh, common mistakes. You know what I see? Definitely, like I said, I think definitely that friends and family stage, it gets a lot of people caught up. And it's not even that it's bad for your friends and family to support you, but it's when you don't think beyond them. Like literally your whole marketing strategy is to post on your Facebook, post on your Instagram, post on your TikTok. But it's like after you get past that, how do you get to a new audience? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 9% Show. I am your host, Steven Burton, and here at the 9%, y'all know we keep everything 100. If I haven't done it, not doing it, or not about to do it, it will not come out my mouth. So welcome everybody to the 9%. Like we always do around this time, we give a toast to the 9%ers out there and those that would like to get into the 9% club one day. Toast to y'all, toast to y'all. All right, so we are just capping up a great series we've been in for the past 4 weeks called the e-commerce blueprint from zero to your first sale. And if you haven't watched these 4 episodes, you need to go back and watch them. Actually, we're gonna put a link to them all in the description here. But the first part 1 was about your first steps. So everything before you even design your website, all the things you should do before you maybe even have a product idea. That's what all that part 1 was about. Part 2 was about building your website, like what all goes into picking the right platform and how you design it and picking the right template and customer psychology and all this type of stuff that goes into the design aspect and the flow of your website. So that was a great episode. Part 3 was about the soft launch of your website, like why not to wait for the perfect time to start it and why you should do a soft launch and the benefits of that. And then the fourth episode was about your grand opening, your grand launch, and it's trying to get to your first 100 sales. So there's some strategies there and just things to do to help, you push yourself along. So if you followed all 4 of those videos, by the end of it, you should be ready to launch an e-commerce store, okay? So this episode, we're gonna put a button on these 4. We actually opened it up to some questions to our audience out there on our social media accounts, on my own personal social media accounts, and anybody else that wanted to ask me a question. Sometimes I had to hunt down some of the questions. I was like, hey, just ask me something. But we was able to get a couple questions together, and I want to answer some questions. So some random things that I did not get a chance to cover through this series, and just some things that that you wanted to answer to, and that's what I'm here to do. Who's going to be helping us out with these questions? You're going to hear this voice in the background. We got our producer, Mel. She's going to be helping us. Say hey, Mel.
Hello.
Okay, that is Mel. Okay, and if our editing skills are great, maybe you'll see Mel on the screen somewhere. We'll see what we can do. Anyways, so if you have some questions, actually, either you're watching this, you got some questions, please leave them in the comments. And while you're leaving them in the comments, remember to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But yeah, go ahead and leave some questions in the comments, and I'll definitely be sure to answer those, because who knows, maybe we'll do a part 2 of these questions, just depending on how it goes. But so that's what we're gonna do for this episode. We're gonna dive into some of these questions. I'm gonna break it down. We're still talking all things e-commerce, because e-commerce is where it's at. And for those that don't know, I am what they call an e-commerce guru, even though I hate the word guru and I hate gurus out there. But yes, I'm the owner, founder, and CEO of perfecttux.com. We also just launched another e-commerce store called kidssuits.com. So do check out both of those websites, and that's what we do here when I'm not doing the 9%. But anyways, so Mel, we go, I guess we might as well get to this thing. So we go, I guess, go ahead and give me the first question that was out there.
Okay, great.
All right.
So the first question is, I haven't started my e-commerce store yet, but I'm working on my budget. How much should I invest up front to start my store?
Ooh, that is a very good question. So the great thing about e-commerce is that it is a low barrier entry. It doesn't take too much money to start, if not any money to start your e-commerce store. I'm gonna actually give 2 examples. I'm going to talk about the e-commerce store I launched right out of high school, and I'm going to talk about perfecttux and the differences there. So the e-commerce store I launched right out of high school was actually hiphopwear.com, and I didn't have $1 to my name. Okay, so I started that with no money. It was a full drop ship model before I even knew what the word drop ship was. Before that was a little popular term you could have. Google wasn't the most popular search engine at the time, and it was a different world for the internet and e-commerce. E-commerce was super new. People actually didn't even trust putting their credit card online and purchasing things online. But I say that to say, I was young, just got out of high school, didn't have no bills, didn't have nothing going on, and it was just pure spamming and word of mouth that got that website popping. And I didn't have nothing else to do but spam people and just like send random people messages about my website. And now I think about it going back, like I've always had a good idea of like who my audience was or how to reach my audience, because I was on the websites where I knew people would like some Jordans and Gucci watches and all type of stuff like that at hiphopwear.com. And I spammed the heck out of people and it got popping. It was like I was able to do that with absolutely no money. Then you fast forward all the way to where I'm trying to do a truly legit business from the jump with perfecttux, and it cost me about $15,000. I think I put into the business at the beginning. That was all, there was definitely a good amount of that went to web development, because I wanted some custom things, a lot of custom things on my website, and then just startup inventory. We did do an episode. I can't recall what episode, but I will recall, and I'll put it up here. I'll put a link up here to it, where I spoke about that beginning time, and I spoke about like just the starting of perfecttux and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, there was definitely some bad decisions. If I go back, I probably wouldn't have done some inventory decisions that I did. I could probably save some money on there. And then, like I said, majority of it went to the design aspect of the website. Knowing what I know now, and there's some solutions out there that probably could have solved some things. I don't know if I necessarily would have needed to do that. But I mean, I guess I'm telling you these two stories just to say it depends. It really depends. It depends where you're at. It depends if you have any money. It depends, what you're doing. I would say the biggest thing you will probably want to have some type of funding for is for like some type of marketing budget, because you definitely will need to get into the paid ad world very quickly with e-commerce nowadays. Obviously, what model you have, whether you're holding inventory or drop shipping, will make a difference on that. And then also, how, what do you need your website function to be? Because advice that I give is that we don't live in a template, and we don't live, be constrained to whatever, this template in this box. If your customer operates a certain type of way and you need to do some custom work to get it there, then that's what you have to do. Like, there's no ifs or buts about it, or taking photos. If you really need some high in photos and just really need to go to extra mile, then you probably got to do that. So it kind of just depends on the situation. I gave two scenarios of starting with nothing and starting with too much money. I probably could have used a little bit more money at the beginning. The first time, I probably could have used a little less money, spend a little less money the second time. But so it depends, but that's where we're at there. All right, next question, please, Mel.
How do I choose the right product to sell online?
The right product. Well, you should definitely watch part 1, because we talked about that, and you probably didn't follow instructions and listen to watch each video in order. But no, definitely watch part 1. I mean, I break this down very deep. But me personally, I think there's two different attitudes you can have when it comes to e-commerce. You can either already have a product, already have a service that you want to get out there, and you go make a website and you go push it out there. Or you probably, you want to start a business, you want to do something, and you have a little side, you want to have a little side hustle, you want something, and you'll sell anything. It doesn't really matter. I think going the second route of like, I'll sell anything, might be a little easier route to success versus, You dug in on whatever product you have, whatever your service is, and you just have to make that work no matter what the niche is, no matter how much competition's out there, no matter the marketing strategy you got to figure out. Versus if you do some research in the industry, or maybe there's some competitors that you see out there. Maybe you just think you can do it better, or maybe you just see, okay, well, there's not as many people that sell glitter dog leashes out there. And there's a lot of people searching for glitter dog leashes. And I think I could supply some glitter dog leashes. Then lo and behold, dogleashes.com has been invented. And so you might be like, people might ask, oh, why did you just start that? Or who thought about that? But, hey, that's a smart way of kind of coming to these decisions. So I would just highly pick a product that is easily marketable to the people that would want that product. You need to know if you can reach them on Google, if you could reach them on Facebook ads. Like you need to understand that aspect of it. And then your supplier, what you have, where your network is and who you have vendors and connections with is obviously going to be a big part of that as well. But I would work backwards like that, like kind of like, okay, what audience can I get fairly easily, and then what do they need? And then once you get to that product, then really understanding the industry and all that stuff that goes along with it. But I would highly suggest watching part 1 of this series. Next question, please.
How do I get customers to trust a new online store and make their first purchase?
Oh, yes, that is tough. That is very tough. Especially after you get past the friends and family stage of everybody that rocks with you and they know you and they're just supporting you based on your name and who you are, your relationship with them. But like a very big hurdle that you're going to have to get over is that trust and brand authority for being a brand new site. If you don't have, let's say you have an online following already, maybe you're a content creator, or you're an influencer, and then you're starting, some clothing brand or something like that. You start that helps out. That helps out a lot because they know you and they recognize you for something. You have some authority in the space. So they're going to trust your opinion and trust your storage, trust your product. And that helps out a lot. But like, it's funny because me with perfecttux, like when I launched perfecttux, no one knew I knew anything about fashion, knew anything about suits, tuxedos. Like it was just such a curveball for everybody that knew me. So it wasn't even a situation where my audience or my Facebook or my Instagram audience and family and friends could even trust what I knew what I was talking about. So it was a little different for me. So it was definitely about, getting, new people to trust my website. And so the ways I did that, I had friends and family write a bunch of reviews out there. I tried to get a review site. Some review pages cost money to start. At least they have you have to subscribe to something. But there are free things out there. I think the first thing I used was sitejabber.com. That was our first view site for perfecttux. Had to try to get some fake ones out there. But I mean, really just that. But if you can get, I would say, and also getting if you don't have a lot of reviews, this is where it's important on your website to create those things that build trust. Have an email address, have a phone number, have a chat system. And whatever you could have that makes a customer feel better about making this purchase. Show them a picture of who you are on your About Us page. Maybe show a picture of your little warehouse of you packing up stuff. Like, direct it to your personal social media account where you show videos of operating and things like that. Those are things that build trust over time and showing, the product and, all this stuff that people can trust to buy from you. So, building reviews, getting blog features, whatever you can do to get people speaking about you. But in the short term, just like doing the things that don't cost anything, or they might cost something, but that you don't need, it might be hard to get your first 100 reviews because you need 100 sales to get 100 reviews. And everybody don't give reviews. So, but having a chat system, having a phone number, being online all the time to answer a question, like those things are things you could do like right now that would help you out. So highly suggest that stuff. All right, next one, please.
What are the most common mistakes new e-commerce entrepreneurs make, and how can I avoid them?
Oh, common mistakes. You know what I see? Definitely, like I said, I think definitely that friends and family stage, it gets a lot of people caught up. And it's not even that it's bad for your friends and family to support you, but it's when you don't think beyond them. Like literally your whole marketing strategy is to post on your Facebook, post on your Instagram, post on your TikTok. But it's like after you get past that, how do you get to a new audience? So I definitely see that. I definitely see people like really cutting corners with their store, like whether it's product photos, a lot of times, let's say you're starting a beauty brand or something like that, and you got some hair conditioner or whatever the case would be, and you just think, just throwing something in a cheapo picture of the bottle is going to do something, or your labels aren't nice. I think if you don't know better, you really don't realize how much customer psychology, how much e-commerce is all about perception. Like that's all it's about. Like, so you need to somehow convince someone with photo and words that your product is worth what you're selling it for. So I think a lot of people miss that aspect of it, and they don't really, they don't think it's a big deal about, they just think, okay, throw a photo. They might not even took their own photo. They just Googled something and jacked a photo, or maybe their dropshipper sent them a bunch of photos and they put it up there. I think not thinking for your customer standpoint, or just really what it takes for somebody to check out, and just thinking e-commerce is just as simple as like, we're open and, everybody buy from me, I'm open. So that's what I would say there. All right, next question. I think we have time for like one more. So let's do one more.
What kind of customer service setup should I have in place when I first launch?
Okay. So this kind of touches on about like the question about like reviews, and I was talking about brand authority. But yeah, I mentioned that the customer service things you should have in place is definitely an email address. Preferably with your domain in the email address. Okay, if you're at hotdresses.com, okay, and the email, the contact is realhotchick@gmail.com. That's not building brand trust, okay? That's screaming fraud, okay? That's screaming, who is this, okay? You need to have your domain in the email, pay the extra $10, $5, or whatever it costs, get your domain in the email. So definitely a customer service email address with your domain in the email address. I suggest a chat system. There's free ones out there. You don't have to pay for them. What is it? TalkTo. TAWK.to. TalkTo. They offer a free live chat software. We actually used that for a couple years at perfecttux. I would have a phone number if you can. A very funny story is with my hip hop wear website when I was like 18 and whatnot. I knew enough to have a 800 number then. And the 800 number just went straight to a voicemail. You didn't reach nobody, but it was a way. It was listed, and you would call. And I was scared to talk to people, so I would never call nobody back. I think most times I would try to email them back, but I don't know. But I had a phone number back then. So I think those are the basic things, and then also, I don't know if this is necessarily part of it, but having a return policy, having, just your terms and all that type of stuff. Like I said, you want to do everything that you can to lower the hurdles for somebody to complete a sale, and just to build your brand trust, your brand authority, so that people trust you. And so adding on these great customer service tools would help out a lot, especially at your beginning stages. And So goodness gracious, I think we are at the end of this week's video, and I think we probably will do a part 2 of that, because we still got some more questions, Mel. We still got some more questions?
Yes, we got quite a few.
Okay, we got quite a few. So we're gonna come back for a part 2, and I think it was pretty fun doing these, because I could really dive deep in some of these topics that I didn't even think to cover on these the series of e-commerce we're talking about. But until then, we'll catch you next time. Please, as always, please like, subscribe to our channel. If you find value in these videos, share it with somebody. Tell somebody to check it out. And again, if you have questions, please put it in the comments. Maybe I'll answering those ones on the next episode. But until next time, we'll catch you on the 9% show. Peace.